This is the brand new Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Elixir, and yes, this is definitely a big deal, at least if it's a good one. If you are a subscriber, then you know how much I talked about Le Male Le Parfum, Le Beau, Scandal, and all those fantastic scents. So I'm really looking forward to trying this one out. To me, Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances are all about that sexy, fun, playful, and sort of a flirty vibe. And I have quite a few favorites from the brand, and a lot of them are epic compliment getters. So I bought this, I'm going to open it up and give you my first impressions of it. Some of the notes in Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male Elixir are lavender, mint, vanilla, benzoin, honey, tonka bean, and tobacco. So I usually don't care that much about bottles, but take a look at this one. This is really nice. But like always, it's all about the juice. So like always, I'm going to spray on paper, on my hand, and of course up in the air. This is absolutely gorgeous. Straight up lavender. Straight up vanilla. But this is not like an ordinary vanilla, and it's not an ordinary kind of lavender either. The very first thing I thought about just a few seconds ago is that I was expecting by the notes for it to be really warm straight ahead. But while there is a bit of warmth to it, what really strikes me the most is how extremely and excitingly, it's a mix of something that is aromatic, something sweet, that vanilla, something that's a bit warm, but it doesn't lean into something, at least in the opening, into something that is extremely warm, too deep, or too sweet. There's a delicate but very sexy balance to the opening between that vanilla and that lavender and something else as well, which makes the opening extremely attractive, and I'm gonna say exciting. And I'm trying to think of if I have experienced this opening in any other fragrance in this specific way, and I really don't think so. This is, at least based on this first impression, something I feel is quite unique. So I just gotta spray some more. Yeah, the opening, straight up that lavender, straight up that vanilla. It feels a bit fresh, but not overly fresh. You can feel the vanilla straight away, but it doesn't feel too sweet, too warm, or anything like that. It's like a perfect mix of that aromaticness and that vanilla, and I really enjoy the opening. And a few minutes into the dry down, it feels like there are sort of undertones of that tobacco. So you can feel something tobacco-ish underneath. And it also feels like the sweetness of it is growing in intensity. But still, I don't consider this, at least right now, to be a smoky kind of scent. It's like tobacco, soft, warmish kind of tobacco that just adds another layer of sexiness to it. And even though I can feel its sweetness is growing in intensity, right here, right now, it doesn't feel too sweet. And I really gotta mention its mintiness. That mint gives it a sort of a shine and a bit of freshness. But when I say freshness, I don't mean like in a citrusy or aquatic kind of way. It gives it a bit of shine, which sort of amplifies and makes that vanilla, that lavender feel a bit more exciting. So you have the lavender, you have the vanilla, you have that tobacco-ish, warmish tobacco, and you have the mint. And the combination, honestly, is something extremely exciting. I have nothing quite like this. So yes, in a way, there are a lot of fragrances out there that are vanillic. There are a lot of fragrances out there that has a combination of something aromatic and vanilla, but done this way, no. So to sum up the opening through to the mids, This opens up with a fantastic dose of lavender, a fantastic dose of vanilla. It's not too sweet straight away. The vanilla is there, but it's not too warm or anything like that. There's a dose of minted background, giving the entire thing a bit of shine and just makes the entire thing a lot sexier. There's a dose of tobacco in this one as well, but at least to my nose, this is not a smoky kind of scent. The tobacco just gives it another layer of sexiness, another layer of warmth and excitement. I really enjoy the opening through to the mids. I'm going to let this thing dry down and share my thoughts on the dry down. So it's time for the dry down. Let's see. Okay. Interesting. So the dry down feels a bit like the mids. I can still pick up on the lavender. The lavender is still there, a bit softer right now though. The tobacco is still there. The tobacco feels a bit more intense, but also a bit softer. The mint is also there, but that part of it feels quite soft and has gone into the background. And oh my, the vanilla is booming right now. The sweetness is booming right now. So in a way, this has changed from being like lavender and vanilla dominant in the opening, with that mint being quite prominent as well, to something that's pretty much dominated by that vanilla. So the dry down is very much a very intense dose of vanilla. Its sweetness has also grown in intensity, and the combo feels a bit warm, but yet I don't find this to be an overly warm or deep kind of scent. And the more I sniff it, the more I feel that the inclusion of tobacco in here was pure genius. The tobacco adds another layer of excitement to it, another layer of sexiness to it. Now, it would have been amazing to still have that mint with its fantastic shine in the dry down as well, but come on, this is absolutely gorgeous. I know this will turn out to be a compliment getter. This is straight up sexiness in a bottle. This is, I'm just gonna spray it on me. Yeah. So this is supposed to have honey in it, and I gotta be honest, I have a hard time picking up on that honey. There might be nuances of it in here, but this to me, I have other fragrances with honey in them, and honey usually can be clearly picked up when it's in a fragrance. So there might be some honey somewhere deep inside this one, but to my nose, I can barely pick up on it. So to sum this up, this opens up with the fantastic duo of lavender and vanilla. It's not too sweet and it's not too warm in the opening. That combo is way more than just the notes. Straight away, there's something very intoxicating and addictive about that duo. After a few minutes, in comes the tobacco, giving the whole thing another layer of excitement. It's not a super smoky kind of tobacco. It's more like a slightly warm and slightly sweet tobacco, giving it another layer of sexiness. Also, after a few minutes, in comes that mint, giving it a dose of brightness. Brightness/freshness. The freshness though is not of the citrusy or aquatic kind of freshness. So when I say freshness, when I say brightness, don't expect this to be as that of a fresh scent. The opening is not too sweet. Yes, there's a bit of sweetness in the opening, but it's not too sweet. The intensity of its sweetness starts to grow as it heads into the mids. And when this thing dries down, things starts to shift into something that is very much vanilla dominant. It feels a bit warm. The lavender is still in the dry down, but much softer and a bit into the background. The tobacco has also grown in the dry down, but it also feels at the same time softer. You can pick up a bit, just a bit of the mint in the dry down. I wish the mint would have still been more intense in the dry down, but it's unfortunately not. The dry down to me is pretty much dominated by that vanilla, and at this point it feels quite sweet. But I don't feel this is too sweet at any point, even in the dry down. So let's talk a bit about the performance, and this is just based on this first impression. The moment I sprayed it on in the opening, I kept getting quite intense whiffs of it. Now that I sprayed it on me, I have this beautiful scent cloud around me. I can clearly pick up on it. This is definitely a scent that has good performance, but I'm not sure it's beast mode. I do need to wear this more to be able to see if it's beast mode or not. But my first impression of this is that the performance is really good. So here are my thoughts on usage. So like versatility, seasons, occasions, stuff like that. Yes, this is warm. Yes, it's sweet. Yes, I do feel that this is more towards fall, spring and winter. But I'm gonna treat this like I treat, is that even the correct way to say it? I'm gonna use this the same way I use Male Le Parfum, in that I will definitely use this on summer night outs, definitely. There's a difference between warm and sweet and sweet. And what I mean with that is that some fragrances are warm in a way that will not develop in a good way when it's warm outside. There are some fragrances that are sweet and their sweetness will not develop in a good way when it's warm outside. This, however, is not that kind of warm and sweet. This will definitely develop in a fantastic way on summer night, so I will definitely use it on summer night. But with that said, this is perfect for fall, winter and spring. So when it comes to versatility, this is obviously not super versatile like, let's say, YSL or the Parfum or fragrances like that. But at the same time, I don't feel this is something you should limit to just winter. Don't be afraid of using this in warmer weather like spring and summer as well. As for occasions, this is sexy juice. Sexy juice is meant to be used when you are going on a date or whenever you want to feel sexy. This is something that straight away gives me a sexy vibe. So this to me is definitely something I feel you should use when you are going on a date. But I mean, this is such a mass appealing kind of scent. So I know someone out there will say, you can't wear this to work. I'm gonna say this, if you wear this to work, chances are most of your co-workers will say that you smell amazing. And if anyone has a problem with this scent, then honestly, it's their problem. They gotta deal with it. Don't worry about it. Enjoy it. So I think it's about time for me to do like a complete comparison of all Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances, at least all the Le Males. So if you think I should do that, put a big yes in the comments. But here are my sort of a quick thoughts on how it compares with Male Le Parfum, which is basically like a spicy vanilla. I just love it. I really do. I absolutely love Male Le Parfum. You probably know that because you're a subscriber and you've seen all the videos where I featured this one. And if you're not a subscriber, then what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe and hit that notification bell right now. So this feels a bit more spicy in the opening. It also feels way more powdery. I'm not getting that powderiness in this. So straight away, there's a difference between these two, even though both of these are very much focused on vanilla. Male Le Parfum, spicy, powdery vanilla, absolutely gorgeous. Male Elixir, in a way, feels like a more nuanced kind of vanilla. And in a way, I can't believe I'm saying this, but in a way also a bit more exciting kind of vanilla. So yeah, there's definitely more layers to the vanilla in Male Elixir compared to this. But straight away, do I feel these two are the same? No, there are some similarities for sure, but this is definitely not the same as this. So who should buy Jean Paul Gaultier Male Elixir? Number one, you will most definitely probably need to absolutely love the scent of vanilla, because this thing right here is loaded with vanilla. You will also probably need to enjoy sweet scents, because this is quite sweet. I still don't feel this is an overly sweet scent, but this is dominated by sweetness and vanilla, at least in the dry down. So you do need to enjoy the combo of vanilla and sweetness. The full dry down of this also has nuances of a very soft and slightly warm tobacco. So I do feel you need to enjoy that. That combination, at least to me, is fantastic. If you enjoy vanilla, then you really need to try this one out. If you enjoy sweet fragrances, then you really owe it to yourself to check this one out. Stay away if you really don't enjoy the scent of vanilla. Absolutely, make sure you stay away if you don't enjoy sweet fragrances. But even so, I really suggest you try this one out because this is a fantastic scent. I'm already in love with it. I already feel with a year that already started with some truly fantastic fragrances, and quite a few of them actually, now that I think of it, has been based on vanilla. But like quickly thinking of all the releases I bought so far this year, 2023 releases, this is definitely one of the best straight away. So I do suggest you try it. I almost want to make out with my hand. That's how good it is. And that pretty much wraps this first impressions up. I think this is a really nice release from Jean Paul Gaultier. And going back to what I said in the beginning, in that Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances usually, at least to me, are fun, sexy, playful and flirty. This goes straight into that same direction. This is sexy, this is playful, it's definitely fun, all of that. And if you are looking for such a scent, then I can highly recommend this to you. Now I would love to know how you feel. Come on. I would love to know how you feel about the new Male Elixir. Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Make sure you comment. Please do drop a like on this video. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you check out the videos over there. Oh yes, oh yes. And I'll see you in the next one.